Week 3, day 1. So today, same as last week, working on bench press and some beltless squats. Bench actually felt good today, so this is the first Monday in these past 3 weeks that bench has felt pretty good. It's felt good on other days, but specifically on Monday, today felt pretty good. So did sets of 5 across all 4 sets that I was doing, where the past couple weeks was mixed in between 5s and 4s. Things moved pretty well. 295 moved great. I'll probably keep the same weight next week just because it didn't feel any easier, but it didn't feel any more difficult. So cool. Then moved on to beltless squats, and same kind of thing as bench felt. It didn't feel any harder than last week. Didn't feel any easier necessarily, except for the volume. The drop back sets of 4 after the set of 6. I did 4 sets of that, where last week I only did 2, so a little bump up in volume there. And then moved on to Platz Squats and Tricep Extensions. One thing I did want to talk about today was how rehab can actually influence pain. And, when it comes to people's rehab and the way they structure it, sometimes it can add unnecessary stress to the person just doing the rehab protocols itself. Let's take an example of somebody who's not very active, activity doesn't necessarily make up an important part of their life. And, I'm biased to say that you should, but for some people it's just not the case. And so if someone comes to see a professional like myself that can give people certain exercises and protocols to do at home, asking them to just do that exact routine that I lay out for them, they're probably not going to do it. Let's be honest. If I was in that situation, I probably wouldn't. I think back to when I used to see certain rehab professionals when I wasn't that active. I would very rarely do the protocols. Even now, like doing small exercises just for the sake of rehab, if you are choosing that route for your rehab exercises of just small, pretty easy exercises, I tend not to do them either. So when it comes to people who are like that, who don't necessarily feel like they should or they want to do these exercises, how do we make it so that there is more exercise or activity buy-in? And I think the key is to leave like a loose constraint protocol for a lot of exercises in a very unstructured manner. Instead of saying go to the gym or do this workout at home for 3 sets for 10 reps, hold each rep for 5 to 10 seconds, repeat 3 sets, 45 seconds break in between, and using all of these constraints for the person. Maybe instead of going that route, the best way would be, I want you to get up and do a meaningful activity to you, and I want you to do that for a few minutes, and that'll be it. And each time you decide to do that activity, add a few seconds here and there, maybe do whatever you're doing is just a little bit more intense. So that could be anything. That could be like playing with your kids, or that could be, going for a walk outside. It could be doing the dishes for a long period of time. It could be doing laundry. It could be anything like that. Folding laundry. Anything that gets the person moving and not thinking about the area of the body that hurts or the movement that hurts, and try and incorporate the joint that is hurting or like the area of the body that's hurting in the activity, but keep it at such loose constraints that it doesn't become an exercise for the person. It becomes just general movement or activity, because we're starting to see research come out now that specific protocols for very highly specific exercises for areas of the body that hurt aren't any better than general activity. So a good example would be back pain. A lot of people prescribe abdominal exercises for back pain, but we know that doesn't fare any better than just going for walks. Now, obviously, that's different according to each person. Someone may respond better to abdominal exercises than walking, but it's not for the sake of a biomechanical reason. It's just a psychological reason. They feel like they aren't getting much out of those abdominal movements, and they enjoy walking. They're probably going to get better results from walking. And that's just something I've been thinking about lately, just trying to get people to have less structure in their rehab if there are some people that aren't that active. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. I'm just going to let the rest of the video play out. Take care.